All right, so good morning, everyone. So this morning we have the Angry Mechanic, and who's the
Hello.
maker of Singularity Habs and the Maheo. Um, what is it called? It's I just know it.
Terraforming Maheo one.
Yeah, Terraform Maheo One, which makes it where Maheo One is just a happier place to be. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I think I had to adjust the magnetosphere on that one and the oxygen concentration.
hmm. And you've made a lot of patches for Starfield too, right? For Darkstar, so not
Yeah,
just
yeah,
standalone.
yep. A whole, oh God, I think I'm 30 or more
Wow.
um, patches for between DSM and then Darkstar
hmm
PGO. Um, and then I've got one random patch for Neon Vertigo and the Kensha Neon Apartment from Mad Rocks.
Oh wow. I didn't know there was a patch for that one. Didn't know.
Yeah, I had decided to really once they fixed the base game issue where Neon didn't have the stutter,
hmm
because for me originally between both on Xbox and PC, uh the stutter was so bad for me that I couldn't, it would make me nauseous.
Oh wow.
So I didn't do the Ryujin quest line. Every time I had to go there, it was pain for me. And when they finally fixed that, I decided to hop straight into it and modded the heck out of Neon. You know, I added Vertigo and Star Luminous. I really like the feel of Neon.
hmm
I think it's a pretty good. I don't know how to say that. For what it is, and I think they did a great job of showing the visual storytelling in Neon,
hmm
right? Because we know it started out as nothing but a lowly fishing platform, and then turned into, um, a drug hub. And and I feel like they did a really good job of visually telling that. So I wanted to make improvements to it, and the Kensha apartment definitely caught my eye. And I went into the apartment the first time. I had downloaded those mods, and just the game booted, and I started stream. I was like, all right, we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
And I got into the apartment, and there was a big billboard in the living room. I'm like, well, this is not okay. So I did that, and then I've got a couple other smaller mods. So,
hmm
but yeah, lots of patches. Patches are how I started out. I had never played a Bethesda game before Starfield. Um, I had never played a game that had mods before that, before Starfield. And before I started modding Starfield in July, just after the creation kit came out.
hmm
And before that, I had only ever used a PC for email and surfing YouTube and the interwebs and Excel and Word. Um, I never had another use for a PC. Now I game on a PC, and I've been doing mods and all
Mm.
that fun stuff. So,
Did you start on an Xbox when you?
oh yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
oh yeah. Up until I got the laptop 2 years ago. I had been strictly a console gamer.
Mm.
I played a little bit of PC in high school because we had a computer lab.
Yeah.
And we actually got funding for a better computer lab because they saw what we were doing. We were having LAN parties in the computer lab on lunch, and we were playing the original Alien versus Predator.
Oh wow.
We were playing it a bunch. It was a multiplayer game, and then we were playing an Unreal Tournament.
Huh.
And yeah, so that was a big thing for our school. We had a decent little computer lab for as small a school as it was, but then we got big funding, and it tripled in size.
So it
And they
doesn't
started
look
doing
Curation store
Do
doesn't
it.
want to work today. So
Oh well.
we're just gonna have to go make ships, I guess.
What is a stream that doesn't involve technical difficulties?
Exactly. Hey, good morning, ES Fox. Good morning, Apocalypse Storm. Good morning, Shadow Weaver.
Good morning, everybody.
Good to see the fams all here. So, hey, Cyber Ghost. I guess Cyber Ghost, would you mind announcing that we're having the the interview with Angry? People probably gonna want to see that. Let's see.
No.
I don't know. Should I try it one more time? I guess let's give it a little time.
Yeah, no, it's no big deal. I'm not in a hurry.
We'll show off Maheo and make a ship. So now, when is the Singularity going to be achievement friendly? Is that already put in, or are you still working on it?
And I'm still working on it. I want to really expand that mod.
Yeah.
So eventually it'll be Singularity Aerospace, and it will be based an all-encompassing mod. I probably won't get too deep into like reactors, grav drives, weapons. There's other mods that do that wonderfully. Darkstar being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to do my own custom exterior for the hab shells. I want to add to the interior color palettes that are available, and I'm going to extend that out into cockpits and stuff. So, so looking forward to that. But it's just going to take some time, and I've had a couple other projects I've wanted to get done. Yeah, I got a big one that I'm hoping not long after the first of the year. Should be well before the end of January that I have one in QA, player home that I'm working on.
Oh yeah. The pirate home.
Yep. The Crimson Fleet Captain's quarters. That I've completely overhauled. It is definitely not the same area anymore.
That's great.
A lot of really neat features with that one. It'll have its own ship services vendor kiosk at what I call the tech corner, which is what I feel is the crown jewel of the entire player home. I don't know, the kitchen is the kitchen is probably second runner up or close to being tied for first. But the tech corner has its own ship services vendor, bounty clearance board, Crimson Fleet mission board, vendor. There's some couple other things I'm poking at, trying to figure out as far as incorporating with soft dependencies, and if that's the case, then the entire corner will be completely filled full of buttons that can be pushed and menus to look at.
That's gonna be neat.
Yeah, I've been doing a little writing. I'm gonna flesh out the story as far as why Singularity has come in and overhauled the captain's quarters on the key, and there'll be a terminal that'll have emails back and forth between the CEO of Singularity and his right hand woman, who is a double agent in the Crimson Fleet.
Oh.
So there'll be some emails back and forth between those two, and then basically the CTO of the company, she'll be in contact with him too, because he'll be the one more or less to make all the cool stuff happen in the player home. Lore is important, and I definitely want to start getting some of the lore out there for Singularity.
Yeah.
With the help of Wicked, for sure. Why not? You got a great friend who is who's a published author. Why not, right? You want to pick his brain and get some ideas. So
yeah, that's neat. Yeah, I actually I want to do some more lore kind of stuff. That's definitely something I want to do too. So it's kind of,
But
I mean, it's fun, right? To make up a whole story, you know?
uh-huh.
So tell us about Maheo. So I am heading to a spot. I'm going to make a slap a base down. So you can see all these beautiful, all the beautiful water it has.
Mm-hmm. Maheo 1 started out. I had landed there. I think I was doing, oh man, what was it? The new crew.
Uh-huh.
One of the crew has a mission that takes you to Sunny DeFalco's, and I had been there before, but I had kind of forgotten about it because it was way early in the game when I had found it the first time. But I had went back and I was instantly reminded of what I feel like was a glaring mistake on Bethesda's part.
Yeah.
That I think somebody clicked the wrong box during their planet generation or whatever it may have been. But Maheo 1 originally is the home of Sonny DeFalco's mansion, which has an exterior roof pool.
Right.
There is a pool on the roof, and you have to wear a spacesuit outside because the magnetosphere is too weak and there's no oxygen. And I just, like, I was standing on the landing pad looking at this giant mansion going, who did this and why?
Right.
Like, this makes no sense. Like, I can understand that if the planet fell apart, but I feel like there would have been some lore behind that, and that doesn't happen overnight, right? You're not going to build a mansion and then 2 years later, the magnetosphere dies. You know, that's
Right.
just not how that works. And so it was one of those things, you know what? I was like, you know what? I got the creation kit. I can figure this out. And I did just that. So it was one of those, I'll fix it myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I had enough people ask for an achievement friendly version so they can use it when they're running around, because there's a lot of really nice biomes. And with some slight fixes, it's a great place to start an outpost.
Yeah, it is.
I use it personally on every playthrough, and one of the probably one of the biggest uses for me was when I was doing my pirate playthrough. I was using it as a stash house for the Aurora I was making.
That's so funny.
Because it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to Aquila. So, pass contraband check, and I've got a ship full of Aurora I'm dropping off in Aquila, So it was just one of those things. It felt kind of right, for a handful of reasons. But yeah, that was one of the biggest things. That, and I am in the hills biome. If you search around enough, you can find the hills with the spotted lakes like you have now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're surrounded by willow trees. And I have, since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, have always had an infatuation with a willow tree. Like, I think they're absolutely one of the most beautiful trees on planet Earth.
Yeah.
We had one in the yard when I was growing up, and I spent more time under that thing just watching it, because it was my zen at that time.
What's funny is, and if in Taylor's Spaces there is actually a willow tree, and
I made Sweetie want to pull her hair out trying to find that tree.
So, yeah, and the problem being it's not called a willow tree in the kit. It's called something else, and I found it basically. I mean, yeah, for a couple weeks I was trying to find this damn tree because, of course, I wanted to, give Angry the tree wanted, and finally found the dumb thing, and it was called. I think it's I can't remember what it was called, but it's like an aspen or something weird that it's not. Looks nothing like an aspen.
Yeah.
So I never in a million years would have found it, because W and A are on the completely opposite ends of the alphabet. So there were many, 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 many trees in between there.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So the willow trees, and it's kind of a hard spot to find, but I managed to find it. I get lucky with it.
Mm-hmm.
Where the willows will actually run right up to the edge of the water. Because a lot of times I've noticed they get this other tree, and you can see some on your screen here. They're not exactly a palm, but they're just a broad leaf, almost like a shrub. Yeah, like one of those.
And there's
that seems to be what. Yeah, that wants to spawn around the lakes. And like I said, it's harder to find, but it is absolutely one of my favorite spots in the entire game.
What's funny is, so I did a total purge, to do a achievement friendly playthrough, and so I don't have that now. So that was definitely being caused by some mod I was having. So
really?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to put mods back very slowly and see if I can figure out what mod's causing that, because I could probably talk to the author and then get him to fix it.
Yep.
I mean, so,
but
yeah, I mean, I got rid of 70 mods. So,
yeah,
that's a pretty
I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna build out an entire new character for stream. I've been bouncing around some lore ideas in my head as far as the story goes for the character, because all the characters I've used on stream and that I run in Starfield currently are all based around Singularity lore. So I'm going to do a completely new character for my achievement friendly playthrough that I'm going to start on stream probably the beginning of February.
Beginning of February. So are you gonna mod Cyberpunk? That's what I was wondering. If you were gonna start modding it.
No, I'm absolutely in love with Cyberpunk, the story. I have dove deep into that rabbit hole. But that modding, it's not nearly as conducive as what it is with the creation kit.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot that I want to get done.
Decorating, or it's not the same game, right? There's
so
not as much.
No, there's no player decoration, but they have started. I've been looking at the mods and stuff. They have started to do world space stuff, which is really tempting, because that's something I never thought I would get into. But welcome to the creation kit, and that's something I've dove into, and I'm really, really enjoying. I've got a couple projects some people have seen. They're bigger. They'll be long-term projects because they'll be huge. I've got a platform that I'm building out on Volley Alpha. I finally managed to settle my issues with Volley Alpha. That is, for whatever reason, one of the hardest planets to do anything with. At least that I have found so far.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of fights. Like, there was a rage quit, delete the entire file kind of thing.
I've been there, done that.
More than once. I fought for a week straight and couldn't get it to work. It was doing some really weird things. As far as orientations and level from the water. And at one point in time, I broke it so bad that the ship was landed inside a concrete pillar.
Oh, jeez.
Probably 60 meters lower than where the landing marker was. It looked like it was still boosting through space. Another time, I gave myself the worst jump scare I've ever had in Starfield. I had got out on the platform. I was walking around, and I'd come from the rear of the ship. It was just the frontier. I'd come from the rear of the frontier, and I bebopped around the corner to the landing bay because I was going to take off and land again. And there was a chasm bass in the landing bay, and boy howdy, I almost had to change my underwear. It was bad. Because it was dark, it was dark, it was raining, just not anything you expect. And then, on the frontier, it uses the Nova Bay, and it's got the really red light in there. It was...
Oh my gosh.
That was... Yep.
That's really funny.
What's going on, Wicked? Green, how are y'all doing?
Green is like, I've heard the rage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that planet... For whatever reason, that planet's much like Earth, and anybody that mods understands what I mean by that. When it comes to if you look in the direction of Earth, you will break the game at its core somehow, some way. It's gonna happen.
It's funny. You looked at Earth. Sorry.
Sorry, this mod is now full of bugs and is broken.
Well, I
Completely.
actually built that little deluxe apartment, so I feel that pain. I understand. That whole entire mod was restarted twice. So
Yep. Yep. But
throw out the ESP, completely start over.
but yeah, I finally solved my issues with Volley Alpha, and I've got one. It's been a while since I've looked at it. And I really need to get back to it because at one point in time they did an update in the creation kit and made it to where catwalks now snap to themselves. If you get them real nice and close, they'll automatically snap.
Oh.
And considering I've probably got 2,000 or 3,000 pieces of catwalk already laid down. Yeah. When I seen that working on another area, I was like, you know what, I need to get back to this because I was just tired.
Well, how much cursing did you do when you realized that they snap now?
Oh yeah, there was a bunch. There was a bunch. And it wasn't pretty. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure some people in Discord got to hear that one because I was streaming to the Discord at that point in time, and there was a full crash out on that one. I got that catwalk close to another piece and it snapped together, and I'm like, what is this? Why did it do that? And I turned the markers on and realized that they have markers now and that they snap, and I was like, I've only laid out 3,000 pieces via grid coordinate. Oh. Hey.
That is hilarious.
Yep.
All right.
And then, good.
Oh, I was gonna say, so I'm in the shipbuilder now, and so I was just gonna kind of make a mutant ship to show off all the different colors and all that kind of stuff, combinations. And I do not have PDY anymore. That is one of the ones I got rid of. Because I didn't even know that you could just like put something here and it would block a door. I didn't even know that. So okay.
Yeah, you can for the most part. There are times that it still absolutely forces a ladder in there, and then other times it will clear out anything that would have been deleted via the ladder. And it puts like the port. It starts to put the thing in there, but it still cancels ladder. It gets weird, but it works. You know, so
yeah, I've pretty much been able to make it work. Like if it, even if I just have to, like go like this, and then and all of a sudden it'll connect or whatever. So I've been able to pretty much do it. So, okay. Let's see. It's going to be in its own little thing. There it is. Okay. I was like, no, what if it's not, because, of course the store's not working, so I'm sitting there thinking, what if it's not enabled? Because that would be my luck. Let's see. So we got, so tell us what your inspiration was for like all these different things. So yeah, black.
So, STEM series started out for two different reasons. It was a compound thing that kind of happened back to back. I had picked up Miss O's Furnish Your Fleet and Better Buildable. I had Better Buildable Walls when it came out, and then she came out with Furnish Your Fleet. And I'd picked it up, and I was already kind of unhappy with the air quote empty habs that Bethesda had provided to us. They were extremely rushed. People wanted them. I can see why people wanted them. I understand. But they were really rushed, and there were some things left behind that shouldn't have been. These things happen. It's no big deal. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But I was already kind of unhappy with them, and then I had picked up her Furnish Your Fleet, and that was important because I went to go place one of the bunks into the hab, into the empty hab, and the struts in the Deimos hab. That I was using Deimos specifically. Deimos is what I favor more towards. The struts had poked through the wall, right? They were showing into the top bunk, and I was like, you know what? I know enough about ships in the creation kit. I can build habs that don't have these, and that's I wanted to do a completely strutless version of an empty hab, and then it spiraled out of control. Originally I was using the J Ramos method to do the habs, and they were taking weeks because I was having to link all the doors and all of that. And I had done a handful of colors, nothing crazy. Like I think I had done black and white, and I had stripped. I'd done Deimos, and I think I had started in on Stroud. And Miss O sent me a message on Discord, and she said, "Hey, you might want to see this." And it was a link to Eleanor's live stream. And she had showed how to duplicate the hab with everything still working. It was a complete duplicate. It kept all the linked references for the doorway, so those would behave correctly. And after that, it was kind of off to the races. I did 11 color variations for the regular plain walled Deimos habs, what I now call the strutless version. And then I did it for Stroud in both variations. And I mean, that's where you're at now. That's where the mod's at now. Because it was tedious, and it wasn't hard to get burnout because, I mean, for example, there's 11 different sizes, right? 11 different sizes of Deimos hab, and having to go in and recolor every wall and floor and all of that, it got really tedious, and it's not really straightforward for the other manufacturers, unfortunately.
Right.
So it's just one of those things that I work on it from time to time, but I have to really balance what I do with it because it is not hard to hit burnout really quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did it the very hard way early on. Yes, you are correct. Wicked. Yes, I see you.
All right, so let's take a look. So this looks like it's one of the oven ones.
It is the oven cold.
I actually really like this.
And the reason it was my goofy name that I should have changed, but then it just kind of stuck and I sent it that way. To me, it looks like the inside of an easy bake oven with a cold element, because then you've got the oven hot, which has that orange tiled floor. I think that's the next one over.
Yeah,
so
I really
it
like
looks
this
like
one too.
An oven that's warmed up. It's ready for you to throw something in there. So that's it.
My mom used to get so mad because I would put everything in the easy bake oven, marshmallows. I would just like shove stuff in there. Yeah. I was probably a little bit too young for it. All right, let's see. I love this one. Is this the wood grain one?
Yep. That's the light wood grain with the black trim. Yep.
So when are you going to give me the darker wood grain one to test?
Those are pretty well done. Like I said, that's one of those. I look at that mod from time to time, and I mess with it, and I'll knock some stuff out, and then I move on. So
here we got black and white. Actually really like this one too. I like the lighting in this one.
Yep. One of the things that I'm doing with the new habs, with the new mod, is that panel that is on the wall there off to the right. If you look, it looks like a little screen.
Oh,
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I actually deleted that.
Oh my god! Thank you.
And deleted that. I hate it.
No, because it comes through. It comes through posters and stuff. Like
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yes. Thank you.
yep. This is just the wood grain with the chrome trim. You know, this was all pretty straightforward. A lot of this is stuff that was already in the kit, stuff that they never released to us. The color palettes were already done. So I just went in and made it happen. So this is vanilla here.
Yeah, I really like this black and white. Like this is going to go really well with Tailored Spaces furniture.
Yep, I like it a bunch too. It reminds me a lot of, you know, what I feel like you'd see in a NASA done ship like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nova. They say that's what Nova is. I don't Nova.
I was going to say actually there's a lot of blue. I think it's because of USA, but a lot of blue. Okay.
No, this is probably my favorite right here, the one you're standing in.
Oh, this one?
The what I call the luxury gray and the black trim.
I use this all the time. This is actually probably one of my favorites too. The black and silver Tailored Spaces stuff looks fabulous in here. Yeah.
See that? Yep.
And this is the Stroud?
That's the Stroud colored.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the Stroud coloration inside of Deimos Hab. Yep.
Okay.
Which the interiors are pretty much the same. It's just the exterior, but I wanted to give people the ability to do that. So. The luxury gray and orange, which is what the Watchtower Habs are based off of.
Gotcha. So if you wanted to add like an empty Watchtower one, I think, isn't there some stuff missing? I think a door didn't connect.
It's a possibility.
Oh, maybe not.
No.
No. It's good. Should be one more going back though.
There you go. We hadn't seen that one, had we?
Yeah, no.
That's the all black, and chrome.
Yeah. Is there like an all black with a black trim though? That's what
no
might be missing.
No,
okay.
because I was trying, and I've learned quite a bit since I did these. I was having some real bad problems with lighting.
Oh yeah.
Specifically, it wanted to bleed over into other habs when I finally got it. What I felt was bright enough in that hab, so I was like, I'll just leave the chrome and I won't black it out too, because by the time I get it bright enough, you're gonna walk into a hab underneath this one and it'll look like you're staring at the surface of the sun. Now I've learned how to fix that, and it was because I was using the wrong lighting, and I just haven't circled back to it yet to do that version. So I have horrible ADHD, so a lot of times I'm chasing the dopamine, as they say. So it's very hard for me to stay on to one on one project. Soon, Doc. I see you soon. Hopefully.
I'm the same. Gosh, I'm the same. What's funny though is I've kind of learned that you can't push it. If you push it, you just get so frustrated with it. But then if you just, but then I'll get in a zone and finish it up. I mean, like, where I'll get like something will really inspire me. So yeah, I get that. The Darkstar STEM Habs patch? I don't think you need that. what do you need?
No. He's probably referring to, I post a lot of pictures in my channel on the Darkstar HQ, and then I post them on my Discord too, but I had did some Darkstar themed habs.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, the nice slick black and that darker maroon and the lava. I'd made sure to use some lava in there, and
Well,
they turned out really nice.
do you have to patch it though? Can't you just put them in it?
Nope. It was just going to be it was going to be a soft dependency, which is what I'm going to end up doing. It'll just be if you have Darkstar installed, it'll unlock those habs.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's great that that's kind of how we're starting to move. Like we're starting to move to where, like for Darkstar stuff, like you don't necessarily have to have a patch; it'll be a dependency. Because we have so many collaborating mod authors and that hang out with Darkstar now that we're able to do that.
That is one thing I will say is that I've absolutely fallen in love with this community, and I'll be in the Starfield community for a long time to come because everybody's willing to work with one another. I have not seen any kind of crazy drama towards mod authors back and forth between one another. It always seems to be that people want to work together, share information. That's the only reason why I know the things I know now is because there were plenty of people willing to help. Every time I have reached out to anyone just at random, hey, looked at your mod, this is kind of something I want to do, can you help explain that? And I get paragraphs of an answer, and yeah, this is how you do it, this is this and this is what you got to look for. Oh, it's been absolutely spectacular, and it's impossible to beat it. It's great.
Well, Green Recon says, damn, it's almost like getting along leads to better outcomes.
I know, right? Weird how that works, isn't it?
That's so weird. Funny. So another thing that I actually just bought, I think I was like maybe one of your first thumbs ups, because I was like, oh, I gotta go like that, is your shields. So tell me about the shields. Yes. So this is a newer thing, right? This is a newer.
So, well, seeds. It's a free mod also. Both of my achievement friendly mods, both are listed on Nexus and Creations, both as free mods, with no variations. STEM was done mainly because it was one of those, I saw a problem, I knew it wasn't going to take me long. It took me, I think 2 days total. And that was working on it and having the other stuff I needed to do and then going back to it. I spent a little bit of time as far as trying to figure out how I wanted to, and I'm putting in air quotes again, balance these. They are very stout. They are very high stat. But what brought that about was that I was seeing people ended up with really bad lag issues because they were stacking shield boosters from other mods. They were cramming as many as they could in there to get a big shield number. Because, once you play the game long enough, it's one of those, do I really want to fight this battle? Can I be lazy about it? And I feel like that's what it was just people just like, but me.
So
do I have to? I don't want to be bothered.
Is this something I'm going to have to do with a higher level tune?
Yeah, I think the first one unlocks at like level 50 or so.
Okay. Is it a separate thing or is it under shields?
It's under shields. So the thing about it is you can't put shields in a separate category of its own.
Right. Okay.
Without it showing a warning. Now it won't fault the ship and it'll allow you to fly it.
Right.
But it keeps a constant warning, so I felt like it was going to be better to throw it in the actual shield category.
Singularity, or what's it called? I'm trying to.
It should be down towards the bottom because the priority number is insanely high. It's like 25,000. Not see. You turn all your buttons on?
Yeah. It could be. Hold on, I might not be high enough level.
Yeah, let me see here. I'm trying to. Let me get my spreadsheet up here.
I'm level 56. You have to have a.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, you need. Yeah, there's quite a bit of requirement for them.
Okay, hold on.
Let me see.
Well, we might have to send Marlowe through the Unity here.
Yeah, so the first one unlocks at level 60 with a ship engineering 2, piloting 2, and shield systems 2.
Sorry about that. I should have had that ready to go.
No, it's fine. So there's not really anything visually you can show people. They're all vanilla, they're vanilla shields. Each shield is available in every style that's available in the game as far as vanilla goes, with the same flips. But the stats are very flat, and the first one is an A class. It gives 5 hull, has 5,000 health, has a 5% regen, has a 50 EM health, gives 1 crew, weighs 10, and requires 7. And then it works its way all the way up to 50,000 health, which has a level requirement of 150, and is the same skills are needed, engineering, piloting, and shield systems, all at rank 4. So that was kind of the way I wanted to balance it. They are stout, overpowered, however you want to describe it. I don't care. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But it was just one of those things that I really wasn't going to do it as achievement friendly, but I had so many people ask. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was a little too on the side of cheaty. But there's also that thing that as long as it doesn't affect an achievement, they don't care. So why should I, right?
Right. Yeah, we're going to do better living through console commands in a second. And go look at those shields.
Yay, console.
I'm a millionaire! That's funny. It's funny, is somebody was on Reddit was saying that Starfield's music was no good, and I'm like, that is just a lie.
This sequence right here still gives me chill bumps.
Oh, I know. Me too. Actually, when I study, I will listen to the Starfield soundtrack, because I can't listen to things with words because of my, just ADHD, basically. Sorry the music's so loud. Like, if I can't hear anything. So we'll just bask in the glory of the Unity for a second. It's funny. That's like when people are like, I'm never going through the Unity. I'm like, you're missing out. You're kind of missing out. First of all, that's incredible. I don't know. That's kind of incredible right there. So like,
the whole sequence is meant to be emotional and thought provoking. And I feel like it is absolutely a core part of the game. And you're cutting your experience down.
Yeah.
I understand. At least do it once. I'm not saying you have to Unity hop, and as long as your save is willing to play along and you haven't killed it, by staying in the same universe too long, because we all know that's an issue that can come about. I'm not saying it happens to everybody, but especially if you're playing with mods, that's something you can end up getting to the point where the save doesn't want to load, where it doesn't want to do anything. And Unity will normally straighten it out. But anyways, it just, the experience of that alone, to me, like, I was kicking myself in the tail over that, because I waited so long. I waited a long time to go through the Unity. I'd played the game since pre-release. And I think I waited till just before mods had come out on console, you know, the launch of the Creation Store, to step through Unity the first time. And now it's one of those, if I'm bored, I will console myself to the Unity just to watch the whole sequence.
I actually miss. I need to get X to make the eye colors achievement friendly because I really like those. I miss having that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually my original tune. If people are wondering, that she's very high level. Okay. And I had to totally restart Marlo, like, I don't know, last February or so. So she probably should be. She should be something like level 600, probably 650 or so. Actually 700,
yeah,
I'd say. So pretty nuts.
I still actually have my original unmodded save. The continuation of that with mods, it's died repeatedly. I've killed it a bunch. Mainly because I've used it as a test mule.
Test mule, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those. I'm so used to having the console now, and I have bat files ready to go. That I do absolutely everything I tell people not to do on a regular basis. Like if I'm doing a weapons patch, I don't care if it's in my hands. I'll uninstall it.
That's
don't
funny.
Care. You know, it's just like right now my test mule. It is very broken.
Oh.
It's very broken. I'm gonna have to do a new one. Decided the end of last month I needed a little break. So I've been deep diving Cyberpunk, playing it on stream, playing it off stream.
Mm-hmm.
Took a little, and I'm taking about a month break from the creation kit. The first of the year I plan to get back into it, but yeah, I had to. I wanted to do a patch for one of Bub's new weapons. Bub and I have been working together since the jump, and I don't like to leave him, sitting without a patch for one of his mods into Darkstar.
Yeah.
Is there?
I mean, can we just teach Bub to, make it a soft dependency? I mean. So how hard is it to do that?
Probably could, and he probably would, but it's quite a bit of work on his end. Quite a bit of work on his end. No, Wick, do what?
I was just about to say, Wicked wanted to know if Test Mule still has 12 Sarahs.
No. Oh my, that was so bad. When Wicked and I were doing some mod testing, I was streaming on the Discord, and we were testing. I can't remember which mod that was. I want to say that was probably one that'll eventually make it to light. And it's they're gravity boots, the mag boots, right? We were testing that, and we were running console commands to check the actor values and stuff because it wasn't playing along the way we wanted. And he gave me console command that I just typed out and hit enter. I didn't question him. I didn't think anything of it. And I turn around, and there is a second Sarah. Like Sarah was, I use Kurtz as my home base to start my test mule, the moon of Jemison.
Mm-hmm.
And then we both kind of giggled about it, and then I just repeatedly hammered that same, and it ended up like 12 Sarahs. The error part of that is that the original would start to speak, and then they would start one right after the other. So it was this whole 12-person long echo of the same, of a repeat. It was horrible. horrible.
It's okay though.
Oh, you looking for a split biome?
Yeah, I was. It's okay though. It doesn't matter right now anyway. All right, and I grabbed my Darkstar, my free Darkstar thing.
All right. Yes. All the Darkstar landing pads. Oh man, do you know how many we managed to break during testing? Cyber especially. Cyber was horrible about it. We broke so many of those landing pads. Poor Wicked. He asked the wrong people to test his stuff.
Well, actually, you probably asked the right people. I mean, you want to know what the possibilities are, because someone's going to do it like right off the bat. Okay, press the button.
Yeah, I guess that was, but man, for a couple weeks, I know he was ready to pull his hair out.
I was going to say something
was-
about the soft dependencies thing. I think I mean, if it was me and I was making a weapons mod, I would definitely want to know how to do that. Just because, first of all, if it's Darkstar compatible, you know that it's going to sell 3 or 4 times the amount. Because I won't touch a gun that's not Darkstar compatible. I mean, I'm not going to use it. I'm level 441.
Yep.
There's no point in me using one that I can't Darkstar. So if I know that, I would darn well want to learn how to do that. So I'm just going to put that out there because it does matter. If I'm going to put something out and go through Q&A and all that hassle you have to go through, darn well I want to make sure I get some sales out of it. So, okay. But, all right, build enhanced ships. So,
Woohoo!
all right, let's see. Well, I think the thing is that Angry has stuff that he wants to do that's going to be his own work, and so there.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yes.
like I said, I've got a bunch of different projects. Boy, I would be ashamed to show anybody my mod backup files because there is a lot of. You can tell I'm horribly scatterbrained with ADHD. There are all kinds of stuff. Like there are folders made. Some of them only have text files in them because it's just an idea. Other one, will have 30 or 40 variations in it because I've poked at it that many times, and I keep them just in case that. Okay, well, maybe once I learn a little more, I can come back to this, and this path will work. The other ones won't.
No, I get that. I have a notebook that's sitting right in front of me right now, and I write down ideas on it all the time. Because, I mean, you just get an idea, and you don't know when you're gonna, get another one, I guess. So, I'm just gonna put the right.
Starfield Eclipse. Yeah, there's some plans for that. They'll start out kind of small first. We've I've talked to Wicked's wife in the Discord a handful of times as far as voice acting and stuff goes, sourcing voice acting. I do believe she is going to be one of the first that I employ to do. I've got a handful of ideas for companions, and she'll probably voice one of those. And it'll all be just Singularity build up lore stuff. What do they say? I can't remember the saying now. When it comes to flattery, imitation's the highest form of flattery or whatever. Wicked's idea of build a lore, build a company or a brand and and build the shit out of it. You know, make sure that you've got every lore nook and cranny filled. It's I love that idea. So that's
Right.
definitely what I'm going to be attempting to do with Singularity.
That's really cool. Are you gonna do like a, like a POI and all that then, or
Oh, well,
like a
so
storefront
I
type thing?
actually, yeah, I have a couple different ones started. One of which was one of my first jumps into the world building aspect of Starfield modding. It's based on the Maheo 4A. It will be an entire hub. It'll be a market, all under the Singularity name.
Wow.
And then the platform I was building on Volley Alpha, that will tie into the seedier side of Singularity, because it'll be an Aurora farm.
Oh wow.
Like you'll have to land and forcefully take it.
So you need like a
back over.
sleazy kind of like head for this thing, like a Aurora farmer.
Well, that's where my double agent comes in. She's the on the darker side. She's originally, a Neon Street Rat that joined the fleet just as soon as she was able to, and she was found. Not so much found. She found Singularity in one of her crew's attempts to pirate a ship who happened to be carrying the CEO of Singularity. It didn't fare well for them. She happened to be the last one standing, and Xavier, who's the CEO of Singularity, saw something in her and felt like it was worth keeping her around, and he made a very simple offer of take this position and work for me, or find your way out that airlock.
Mm-hmm.
She took the okay, I'll take the job.
Yeah.
So
Reasonable.
she's in the lore that Wicked's helped me write out. She will be Delgado's replacement when the time is right.
Oh wow.
But so she's constantly feeding information to Singularity
Oh wow.
as far as what the fleet's doing, because the fleet's one of the better information gathering factions you can have somebody in. I mean, if you think about it, the fleet's everywhere in Starfield, right? They're all over. So you get to you get somebody on the inside, you can get a pretty good idea what they're doing, where they're moving, how they're moving, who they're using. And she's decided that they found an old platform, and she started to work on it and get it built up under the fleet, and Singularity is going to swoop in and take it from the fleet.
Man, that's
And that's
pretty
going
cool.
to be part of it. Yep.
So here I'm looking at your shields, and I didn't mention this before, and wait, but I'm gonna do it right now. One of the things I really appreciate about your tabs, let's get those, and I've said this a lot. There's a lot of folks who, when they're making habs, they don't add crew stations.
Yep.
And it's kind of like, all right, you know what? I have actually talked to Halshmir about that right when it first came out, and he fixed it right away. That was like his first, patch for Falklands.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I'm like, look, I love your habs. I think they're gorgeous. But if I can't put my crew of 10 people on them, then I'm not going to use them. So, and that's like a huge thing. And one thing I really appreciate is your all your habs have appropriate numbers of passenger slots and crew stations.
So I really kind of questioned that myself. I was like, man, how do I balance this? How is how is this going to be fair? Because why penalize people who want to build their own habs and lose all those stats, right? Because the stats come from the capability of the hab. I mean, that's the way Bethesda did it. It's the way it makes sense. And I was like, man, what do I do here? So what I ended up doing, I was like, you know what? It's one of those, whether you use it or not, you're going to have to take the hit, having all these empty habs if you're just trying to chase stats. So that's on people. That's on the player. So that is a complete combination of every stat that's available between the different habs for that size. So a 2x2 battle station will have 6 crew slots, and then you'll have the living quarters, which would have the 3 passenger slots. So I was like, we'll just take it and we'll cram it all together. Yeah. And the highest number wins for whatever that was available, and that's how I went through and did all that. And to me, that felt fair. Because like I said, you're gonna take the penalty of, okay, well, if I want 15 passenger slots, I'm gonna have to use however many of these habs, and then you've just got a whole bunch of empty habs in your ship, and that's up to you. So that's how I went about that. The stats are on the higher side, but I don't, it's just one of those things. It's an empty hab.
Yeah.
You do what you want with it.
I wouldn't mind one of each in the 1x1s, just because of people want to make tiny ships, but that's like, but nobody has that. So.
Yep. Well, you're not wrong, and that's one of those things. I actually have it on one of my notes for the habs to actually actually give those some value. Yeah.
Because if you use it as you might use it as a living quarters, or whatever. So. So, but no, yours I really appreciate, and I will actually, like, almost every ship I have has at least one of your habs, just because I can count on, like, if I want to use some kind of, if I want to use, like, Shadow Weaver's Armory, which has no stats in it, I can add a STEM hab, and I know I'll have crew stations and passenger slots. So, I definitely appreciate that. But when I noticed that I noticed that the shields offer better stats than the regular.
Oh yeah, they're definitely up there. Oh, they're very inflated as far as stats go. So.
Okay. So we got a whole cruise capacity instead of a half of one, which is nice. Yep. Because I've never met a half person, so appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let's see. So this is
so they're definitely up there, and but they do carry a cost. They are rather expensive, and unfortunately the UI doesn't show all of what's required to get them, but they're definitely, as far as skills and level, they're pretty they're pretty costly. So
do you have like flips on these? Let's see.
Some of them it's just the vanilla stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
It's another one of those things that I'll eventually go back and I'll add flips in all directions now that I've learned some things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
all right. So this is the A. The A, you got. Okay, singular. All right, so 5,000 max power, 5%, and the B is 10,000.
No, those are still A's, and then you get into the B start at 20.
Oh, okay. Wow. Hold on. Oh, yeah, it is still an A. Holy cow. B. That ought to do it.
Ninja is asking about the 1x2 habs. When are they happening? Because no one ever makes them.
That would be something that I would love to do. My skills in Blender need to move farther forward. I've done it and I hate it. Just horizontally oriented 2x1 hab. The doors don't match up and it drives me absolutely bonkers. And if I won't use it, I won't give it to somebody else. So I have to up my skills in Blender, and so I can hack down the vanilla hab and make it to where it'll fit. So,
but Ninja,
eventually,
you do know, like Matilda has a 1x2 right now.
Yeah. Matilda just got all kinds of but just there's Matilda just got I think he's all the way up to like a 1x3, or it might even be wider than that. I think he might have a 1x5.
Yep, and actually SPE has one too. But I like Matilda's better because of I don't like the bulkhead sticking in so much. It takes so much space. But yeah, when you decide you're going to do that, I have opinions about it. about the inside of them. It's funny.
And that's just one of those things I have to find the time. I know I know of a person I will not name because he swears he doesn't know anything, so I'm going to let him keep saying that.
Here you
because
go.
I know what that's like. I do the same thing. Yeah, CSP's got one.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, see, that's what I'd have to. That's what he did. Either cut the side off of it, or just cut a 2x2 basically in half. And that's so that the doors continue to match up the way they're supposed to. I have seen instances where they were literally just turned sideways, and the doors don't match up. It drives me crazy. I hate it.
Well, and the thing about the inside of this is it's the bulkhead side, which makes it really hard to decorate. So I still ended up not using it. I just ended up putting the regular one side by side. But yeah, they do exist. All right.
But yeah, as far as the shields go, like I said, that was just and I'm not trying to call him out by any means. Because I love him to death. We've gotten, we talk quite a bit in the Darkstar headquarters voice channel. But Matilda had the shield boosters that were all super pretty and colored and all of that, and people were stacking countless of those versions, and it got to the point where a lot of people were running into lag or crashes because they had stacked so many. So it wasn't anything that he had done. It's just they were abusing it in the way they were using it,
Sure.
So it was one of those. I'd talked to a handful of people that were doing that. I'm like, hey, why are you doing that? Like, what's oh man, I just want a better shield number. Sometimes I don't feel like fighting, like fighting for my life. So I just want bigger, a better shield number. And I was like, well, let me solve that.
Yeah.
It'll take me a day or two, and it took me 2 because I spent more time looking at the spreadsheet as I was building it out, going, okay, well, these are belligerent number, but how am I going to balance it? How am I going to make it feel like you've earned that, and that's, that's what seeds ended up.
Because I have Shield Systems 4 and piloting. So I could basically take on all of Watchtower with your probably A shield. Probably
fine. That honestly, so for the means of self-promotion, the A5 is the one I run. Yeah.
The A5.
I've never struggled with ship combat because it's always been one of my favorite parts of the game. So
right.
I spent a
me too.
lot of time in space, even vanilla, and then on even with mods. Like right now, I run a handful of mods to make space a lot more deadly for myself. I run like darker space, so I have to run headlights on the ship because if not, I can't see anything, and not being able to see anything is very deadly for me because I run the there's 2 different mods. One's for ship ramming, and the other one is for debris. So more or less, even with one of my good shields, if I run into an asteroid or a piece of a broken up space station or another ship bumps me, it will kill me. So, I enjoy that. That's a good time for me. It's a challenge. So that's what I do. So like I said, for self-promotion, if I'm building a ship to post on Reddit or in the Darkstar Discord, I always do a mod list of what I used. Mm-hmm. So, I'll throw my A5 on there just so, advertisement. Hey, these shields are out there. You can use these. The mod author, he's kind of a butt, but he makes good mods.
So funny.
Oh, an old man has requested we talk about the Vroom crate, which I don't think Sweet Pea has installed, which is fine.
Oh, I'm going to actually go check the thing again, so hold on a second.
That's one of his favorite mods. That was actually my first standalone mod. It was renamed. Some people know, a lot of people don't, may not have noticed. I had to rebrand a while back. Before it was Starfall, and now it's Singularity. Mm-hmm. And when I rebranded, I went ahead and brought all of my mods. I wrote lore for them to bring them all into the brand instead of just having a handful of stuff scattered about. So the Vroom, now it's Vroom Drop Crate. It's Singularity's Vroom Drop Crate. Before that, it was the Void That Stares Back. I was struggling to come up with a name, and that was something Sadir suggested as a joke. And I was like, you know what?
That's great.
The joke's on you because that's what I'm going to use. So that's what it was originally. It was the Void That Stares Back. And then, like I said, when I rebranded it for the sake of bringing, familiarity into all my mods, I rebranded it as Singularity Vroom Drop Crate, and it is just you have to have the DLC to use it. Mm-hmm. There's two different crates. There's one out in front of the Vroom Embassy, and there's one on the landing pad at Dazra that if you used Darkstar Manufacturing and had the Shattered Space patch, you would find it suspicious that they were so close together, the crafting hub on Dazra and the Vroom Drop Crate. I wouldn't know why that happened. I mean, maybe the mod authors were the same people. But no, so and it's just loaded up with all base. I didn't try to level anything. It was just one of those, I wanted some cool stuff before I, instead of having to go to Dazra to get it, right? Instead of having to start the Shattered Space. So it's one of everything available from the DLC. Well, it's actually more than one, but every piece of clothing, every piece of armor, weapons, and there's some ammo in there for the weapons, and the vortex shards and stuff for making grenades, and
okay.
And 500 of a certain special object is a gift.
Take a look at all this, guys. So the creation store is working now. Look at all these mods. There's a lot of mods. Probably the most mods of anybody that I've interviewed.
Oh no, X has got me beat by a long shot.
X, okay. Yeah, X had so many mods. I downloaded so many mods that it like crashed my game and I had to go through the Unity because it was all mid-save, and I'm like, oh whoops. Yep. It was fine though. I mean, it's fine. I had already decorated everything anyway, so
all of the Darkstar stuff, and then moved over to DSM, Darkstar Manufacturing, over to Darkstar. So a lot of it's patched twice. And then I got my random little ammo weight fix because I enjoy a lot of making the game tougher and in random ways. Mm-hmm. So I run ammo weight, and the Darkstar stuff probably with the way the lore works within Darkstar, it shouldn't have a weight, but I wanted it to have a weight because I was running around with Mark III weapons. And so I did that little patch. And that was, all of like 3 minutes. It took me longer to make the listing than it did to do the mod, the patch. So,
it's funny. I know that Hell's Gate gave you like headaches. But I love your patch for Hell's Gate.
There's PTSD involved with that patch right there.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, that was yeah, we won't. I don't want to.
You don't want to go there.
I don't want to bash people. I don't want to bash people, but there are very many reasons why that patch was horrible. It was horrible to do.
What was your favorite? What was your favorite patch to do?
My favorite patch to do.
Yeah, that ended up maybe being your favorite weapon or
all that. So it will always have a soft spot in my heart, the PDW. The Darkstar Manufacturing PDW 27 patch. That was the first patch I did. I still absolutely love that rifle. I don't have a Darkstar patch for it because ProfX grabbed it up. The permissions got opened up on Nexus, and he wanted to do some updates to it, and he has turned that into an outstanding rifle. It was already good, but he is taking it to the next level. But that one's always good. That'll have a soft spot in my heart. Probably one of the funnest ones to do was the Bomb Attack. I spent 2 days nuking every major settlement and then the settled systems just because it was fun.
That's funny. Now tell us about hijacks in honor of Hijack.
So Hijack and I kind of started out modding at the same time. We have pages and pages of Discord messages where we were back and forth trying to help each other figure things out and venting, and we got pretty close in the process, making mods. And unfortunately Hijack had his cancer was in remission when we first started talking, and then it came back, and it came back with a vengeance. And unfortunately we lost Hijack. What was that, last month? But we had talked back and forth. He was constantly keeping me updated, seeing how he was doing and stuff. And it was just one of those things. I wanted a personal way to immortalize him in this game, because he, just like the rest of us, absolutely loved it. He'd stream it from time to time. He played World of Tanks a bunch. That was his favorite thing to stream. But I wanted a way to immortalize him in the game, because I had this mod put out before he passed, but it was one of those I just wanted to, it was my way of thanking him for being such an awesome person. And I wanted him to know that we all had his back and that we loved him to pieces. And I didn't quite have the skills yet available in Blender to make that happen. But I had just asked him, just in random. I didn't even want to tell him. It was an idea I'd come up with, and I didn't want to tell him what I was doing. I wanted to surprise him with it. So I'd asked him for a PNG of his logo. And he sent it. He was like, well, what's this for? I'm like, oh man, I just wanted something to remember you by. And he's like, oh, well, I need your shipping address. He actually sent me a 3D printed version of his logo.
Oh wow.
After that conversation, it's a magnet. I keep it right here by my desk. So I reach out to Tank Girl, because Tank Girl and I have talked back and forth a bunch. surprisingly, I was very intimidated because I consider her a titan of modding.
Oh, right.
And I was very intimidated to talk to her the first time. And boy, was I wrong. Because once you reach out and you start talking to Tank Girl, she will talk your ear off given the opportunity.
She's
love her to
she's
death.
a great lady.
But I reached out to her and was like, hey, I hate to ask for a favor because I know you're busy. You're always doing really awesome stuff. But could you try to make this for me? And she's like, well, she's like, it's not gonna be a try. I mean, I'll make it. And she asked what it was for, and I gave her the rundown and stuff. And yeah, she knocked it out in no time flat. And so I just did a couple real quick versions of it because I didn't know how long he was going to be around, and I wanted to get it published. You know, just as one of those, for him to see it. And so I did those 3 versions, and I'm going to eventually go back to it and do some more. There's actually I haven't even looked at it yet, but she sent me a version of it to make it animated, so like it'll pulse. So I got to get that added in.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She absolutely didn't question it. You know, she knocked it out of the park. She threw it together for me, and I threw it on a poster and did the shadow box and the desk. The one on the far right's actually double-sided, so no matter where you put it, you can see it. You know, so but yeah.
Yeah, I had that on my desk in the Concha apartment. The little one.
That was just and Cyber. It was never announced. But we've all come to the conclusion that Bethesda pinned it to the highest rated category on the website, which is phenomenal. Not because it's my mod, but just because Hijack deserved the world. So
yeah.
No.
So was okay, so the Concha apartment needed a patch for Vertigo. Gotcha.
Yeah, and that was actually, I used that patch to recruit Madrox to the Darkstar headquarters Discord.
Oh wow, yeah, Madrox is awesome. Oh my gosh. Because
normally it's proper etiquette, but it's not a requirement to reach out and to do patches. It's no big deal because the mods are required, right? To do the patch, you're going to have to download the mod author's original works. But I had been in the habit of asking, but it was one of those, I needed it right then, and there were already a handful of people in the stream that had asked for it, asked when I was going to release it. And I just released it. Didn't even think about it. It was just one of those, I got to get this out because people need to see this mod. This apartment is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he reached out and was like, hey, man, thanks for doing that. He was like, I was waiting to hear back from the author so I could do the patch. I guess he got back to you first. I'm like, I never asked.
Yeah.
And we were talking back and forth. I'm like, hey, by the way, I know this awesome Discord that I would love for you to be part of.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I got Miss O and Tank Girl on the same day.
Yep.
I think what's funny, I think Tank Girl was Evangard before I was. She was on the Evangard like a couple days.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, she's moderated a lot of big Discords.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, that makes sense. So she just jumped on in. I was so happy to see her. I was like, no, there's girls. I'm a girl. It's safe. So, funny.
Sweet Pea, a little comment from Old Man saying that Cosmic Cheer was featured on Google feed yesterday, apparently.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't know about the Google feed. I knew that it was on Bethesda socials. So, yeah, that was pretty nice. I'm sure they're glad that I did something for we did something for the holidays. Shadow Weaver and I. Shadow Weaver, we were literally just hanging out in the Discord like, you want to do something for Christmas? I have a couple ideas. I'm like, yeah, I could probably come up with some ideas. So.
Oh man. It is. Oh, I can't tell everybody enough. If you're watching the streaming, or on the VOD or live, and you are not part of the Darkstar headquarters Discord, you need to join it.
Yeah.
There have been so many mods that can 100% be blamed and held responsible. That Discord can be held responsible for, of us, a handful of us in the voice chat talking, spitballing ideas, and somebody's like, well, yeah, we could do that, and ta-da, there it is.
Yeah, I mean, literal the shipbuilder mod. I was like, hey Marv, could you do this, because I really want this? And he's like, yeah, yep, I could do that.
The shipbuilder, the Marv's ammo press, if you all haven't checked that out, oh man, that all started Green Recon and I were talking about the travesty that was that we couldn't have just the ammo press that was mounted to the vanilla workbench, right? And I had just started learning Blender and really getting the hang of NIF scope, and I'm like, well, now that you said that, let me take a look. And I cut it off the workbench. I didn't even think I had to open Blender for it. I just did it with NIF. No, I did have to open the Blender to cut off random pieces, because Bethesda puts the NIFs together via material and not like area or anything like that. So you end up with lots of bits and bobs hanging out off in just gray space because you've deleted everything else around it, and it'll be attached to something you want. So I nuked all of that off there and passed the files to Green for something he was working on in the Varun Technical Institute ship Habs, and I passed it off to him. And while he was he was streaming, he had mounted it to the bench or whatever, and we were talking about position and stuff and how excited we were because it looked awesome. And Marv had popped in, and one of us made the offhand comment, I can't remember who it was, man, this would be cool if it would actually like animate. And boy howdy, did Marv make it animate.
Yeah, they're literally in there. It's like, it reminds me of like Bell Labs. Like they just had all I call it the big brains, all the big brains sitting in a room. Hey, let's figure out how to do this. Let's figure out how to do that. And they figure it out, and it's absolutely insane. Like watching Deskel, make elevators and all this stuff. I'm just like mind blown like every day. So
there have been so many mods. I mean, so many. I like to tell a story because I got to watch it firsthand and got to enjoy it and laugh and cut up and carry on the entire way through. Warble Beeps Gorefield. That more or less spawned over a very late night, early morning conversation him and I were having over potatoes. Gorefield spawned over a conversation about potatoes and making a mod that wasn't super cheaty, but an easier way to achieve, go get me 50 potatoes and trade those for human life. The mission on the ECS Constants, where you have to go collect 50 potatoes and you give them to the captain to offset the food needs for taking their botanist. He wanted to do that. He wanted a way to grow them, right? It was just started out, so, man, why can't we grow the vegetables? Like, we can find them, but why can't we grow them? And he did farm fresh produce. And then while he was looking at that, we found out that credits are actually flora in the creation kit. So money does grow on trees, spun from that mod. And then his daughter, he likes to sit down and mod with his daughter, right? Like, he'll put it on the screen and they'll go over things together. It's awesome. But she made a joke about Well, if it shot somebody with a gun and it turned them into a potato. So he started
funny.
trying to figure out how to make that happen. And, well, ta-da, Gorefield.
That's funny. Yeah, and that's crazy. Oh, money does grow on trees. There it is.
Yep. And that entire conversation happened in the Darkstar headquarters. You know, and it's funny that you can look in the creation marketplace, and there's so many that, you know, mods that they're not even Darkstar related, but have come from that Discord. Wicked did an amazing job of building a community. It wasn't what it originally started out to be. It was I need a centralized place to get mod feedback and deal with bugs and all of that, instead of chasing issues across 30 different platforms.
Right.
To a 2,600 member, probably the most active Starfield centric Discord outside of the Bethesda Discord.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why when you search my name the drop crate wasn't showing up. It's weird.
Let's see.
But
I can just. Hello.
oh.
There it goes.
Oh.
Drop crate. Is it up?
Oh yeah, it'll there it is.
There it is.
The very last one. Yeah.
And where is it?
Rune drop crate.
Is it in
So
Dazra? Or not?
Well, there's one in Dazra and there's one in front of the Varun Embassy in New Atlantis.
Okay. Check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. I think it worked though. The servers are being a little wacky today.
Yeah, Green, that's definitely true. Outside of the verified creator Discord, I think the Darkstar HQ has the largest concentration of verified creators and probably mod authors also. And that's because we like to collaborate. And I owe everything to the Darkstar headquarters. It's really what it boils down to.
Yeah,
everything that I've learned and done.
Yep. Literally, this verified creator showcase was birthed in the Darkstar Discord. I mean, because
True.
I saw a review. I'm not going to say who it is, but I saw a review that I thought was pretty unfair, and I was like, you know what? I think it's a lot easier to put down people when you don't know them, and because people think they can just say whatever they want, because they don't know you and they know they're never going to meet you or whatever. So I thought, I think if people can actually see the vision that these people have and get to know them, that it's going to be a lot, I think that would be a good thing. And then have more of a fair view of the mods that, just so people can make their own decision, like whether they want to, get them or not, and have a place where you can directly ask questions to them, and I thought that would be valuable, and that was a conversation we had in Darkstar Discord, so that's how that came about. So
it's all about the which wait a minute, which button is that? I've forgot now. The G button, Green? Is that the one? That's it. That's the only reason why you've made that much progress.
All right, we're gonna go check out the Darkstar Discord.
So Green. Oh man, this probably still a sore subject for him. We were hanging out in the Discord, and he was asking about something in the POI for VTI, and he was like, "Well, okay, I see where I want this to go, but I'm not going to mess with it right now because I got to do the calculations on the angle." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, well, I gotta, because everything's built, the POI is built on a 30-degree angle from center. And I was like, oh, well, why don't you just hit this button? And I think it's the G button. And it changes the orientation. It
Make it
goes
0.
from from world center to it's centered on the object. And I heard him. He was streaming, and he hit the button, and he seen the orientation change. And then nothing happened, and I thought he froze. I'm like, "Hey, man," and he didn't answer. He had to literally get up and walk away. He had been working on this POI for months, having to do by hand calculations for angles, and that just goes to show the power of collaboration, right?
Yeah.
Because that was something I picked up at one point in time that I had no idea was there, because I had dealt with it. A player home that another player home that that I'm working on in Sidonia, because Sidonia is built the same way. It is not built from zero center. It's built at an angle inclination. So before I knew about that, I was doing the same thing he was. 3 months. He says 3 months of hand calculation.
My gosh. Well, how many catwalks did you say that you did by hand before all of a sudden they snapped? 3,000?
Probably.
That's funny. Okay. Is that going to be, what district's that going to be?
Oh,
Mast?
you're asking the wrong part. I can't remember. I think it's the mast.
Okay.
Yeah, it's over by Galbank. It's beside Galbank.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't usually run light mods, but I like it. Like it.
Is that his all-in-one, or is that the?
It's the all-in-one, the one that just came out. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There's parts of it I really like in here. Like it. I like that. Let's make it look a little fancier. Okay. Let's see. It is over here.
Yeah, it's off to the left. Like I said, it's out there beside Galbank. I can't remember. It's been, yeah, like I said, it's been almost a month since I was Starfield. So, you know, there's the hallway that goes between Galbank and the embassy. So more to the left. Yeah, it's off to the right of that. Yep. Right there along the wall. Right. Yeah. Yep. See it? You can see just the top, right up against the wall. Left.
Oh, you mean?
There you go. Yep. Yep. Up on the next. Go up.
Oh, I see it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's my little rune drop crate.
Holy crap. Alright, I'll do it.
Yeah, but it's 2 of the spacesuits and the clothing, just in case, you know, you want to throw it on a companion or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a little
goose.
joke in there.
Got the goose. That's
Yeah.
funny.
500 of them. Yes.
Oh jeez.
That was my joke in that mod. What, 500 wooden geese. What do you need them for? Nothing. What do they do? Nothing. It's just funny.
Now I'm carrying 4,000 pounds. Got it.
Yep.
Gross. Are they all the same one? All the geese?
Yep.
So
That's it. Just
funny.
I just went through and found everything they added, the DLC that did with gear, and then I don't know, for whatever reason I found the goose, and I was like, you know what? It'd be funny. Why not? And I threw 500 of them in there just because.
Are you kidding me? Hold on a second. I did not know all this stuff was here.
Yeah, I hear you, Doc. You're gonna make the wooden geese a crafting requirement for something.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. That'd be funny, actually.
I mean, I guess you could drop them all on your ship and then hit anti-grav and just float around in
Oh my gosh. That
in
would
a
be
in a
really
pool
funny.
of geese.
Yeah. Quick strike. Bang. That's, you know what's funny is that's actually the one I really like.
Oh,
I
the
like
Starlash is my favorite from the DLC. The Varun Equinox. Oh man, that thing is something special.
Yeah, it's I always hear Cyber say that that's the best one.
Oh, when I did the Darkstar manufacturing patch for Shattered Space, Wicked was gonna do it, and life got in the way, and he asked me if I'd be willing to do it, so I did it, and was doing the balance for the weapons, and he actually caught a little bit to test it, and he was testing it himself, and then he was watching me, and he was like, more. It was like the Star Wars thing with Kylo Ren, more. So the Starlash ended up something completely different than what it originally started out to, but I love that thing still to this day. I still use it. I love that weapon.
Okay. Oh, I probably just screwed. Ah. That's funny. Ah. Now we have the R car.
Yeah.
So let's see what's in this thing. So basically all the things, everything's in here.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yep.
What do you like the
Even
best
stuff
out of
that-
this?
Which the teal, it's the teal something. I know
Yeah, I
it's
know
got
what
teal
you're
in the
talking
name.
about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You usually get it like when you're doing the. Oh, wow, that's kind of cool.
There, right, the
Haynes outfit's kind of
Yep.
nice.
the teal Varun suit with the scarf
Yeah,
is my favorite.
yeah. You usually get that when you do the Oracle. Yeah, this is it. There.
Yep. Yep.
That's neat. All the color.
Yep. Even stuff that you normally can't get, I threw in there because, it could be just used by the player. And it didn't say non-playable. Well, I mean, it says non-playable, but that just means that you can't loot it from a corpse or anything like that. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but that was one of those things I wasn't going to try to explain that in what was a super simple mod. So it was just like, well, you can go to the loot crate and just have whatever you want, and it'll be just fine. So
Yeah.
I do like. I know there was some kickback from a certain crowd that they didn't like what they did with the Varun stuff. They were really unhappy with the weapons because they just considered it a reskin. But I love everything from that DLC. I love that DLC.
Mm-hmm.
There are some things that I would change, but it's personal preference. But even then, I still love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it too. I like that too. Actually, the
Yeah.
Oracle, the whole thing with the Oracle is like one of my favorite quests.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of zero gravity environment. It's not my cup of tea, but I still don't mind doing the Oracle. I really enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, just the atmospheric storytelling of it, and
Yes.
Yep. I just really liked it. I loved the trash compactor, kind of a little bit of a Star Wars Easter egg.
Mhm.
I mean, just all that. I just think that's cool. Oh, I didn't know there was one of these without a scarf. It's cool.
Yep.
All the food. I like these bottles. I like decorating with these bottles.
Yep, that was like I said, that was my first standalone mod that wasn't a patch. Started out doing patches because it was something a little on the lighter side, and I had plenty of help. And then I started branching out pretty quick. I've gotten really into doing world building and world sales. Like I said, I've got a handful of projects that hopefully 26 will allot me to get those put out for everybody to enjoy. Hopefully
you
they
and
enjoyed
I.
as much as I've enjoyed building it. So
We I'll be picking your brain about some stuff because I definitely want to learn how to make a ship hab for one of the ideas I have. And I
what is that?
This is something from the lights mod, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. There's just. I think it. I mean, I'm guessing that's what it is.
It's like a solar collector. Looks of it.
I don't know. I think that it's maybe. I think that they're trying to make stuff. You're supposed to investigate.
Yeah.
Like you see how this is broken. This is part of it
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. Okay, all right.
too. So I think they're fixing things.
Okay.
You can get
'cause I know
rabbits, menthols.
I know I had read where he, where he was doing, he had some quests and added a new outfit and tied it all together with an actual company. So that's really cool. A little bit of environmental storytelling. So.
Yep. But I want to. I want to learn some stuff about
I know you're still waiting on the pool shark.
The pool shark?
Old man is infatuated with. I found it was an unused Easter egg in the creation kit that I did some changes to, and I actually mounted it above the pool table in the Sidonia player home that I'm working on because it will be a player home / business. It'll have a fully functioning bar, but above the pool table is the pool shark Easter egg that Bethesda has, but didn't use. And I did some modifications to it. And I will not discuss how many hours I spent on lighting alone.
Yeah,
to get the
Betamax.
lights the way I wanted to on it.
Betamax has it in the functional decor mod.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to see how you did it.
I took it. Yeah, I took it. I went to the absolute extreme. It took me a long time to get just the lighting done on it.
Ninja's there was some cursing involved.
Yes.
Funny. Alright, I don't really need to go in here. Funny. Alright, so what else do we got? Let's see.
I think that's about it. Got the shields, the drop crate, the planet, the habs, all my patches.
So,
like I said, I've got a bunch of different works in progress. So,
is there any that you want to share, or are they still kind of in development?
The Crimson Fleet player home will be the one that'll be out first.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to see here.
Well, and you'll have to be back in a couple months and show us.
Yeah.
Show us when all that stuff comes out. So.
Yep. And like I said, that one I'm gonna wait till after the first of the year and then I'll get right back into it. But that one shouldn't be too awful long. Probably middle of January that I should have it in QA.
So one thing I wanted to talk about, because a lot of your mods are patches, and I think it's definitely useful to explain to people, what are patches, and why do we need so many patches? Like, because you hear that a lot.
you don't need them. When it comes to Darkstar and Darkstar manufacturing, they will run hand in hand without the patch, and all that is that it makes full use of the basically, I've always called it a framework that Darkstar lays out, and it just makes full use of it. But other than that, you can absolutely run any one of the weapons that I have a patch for without the patch, side by side with Darkstar, and it will run and you can use it, but it's going to start to fall off because
you just can't get it in Relic. Is that correct? Or?
Yeah, you can't get it in the last 3 new quality tiers that Darkstar adds. You can't feed it to the codex machine, so you can't strip off the codexes if which most of I've patched almost exclusively Bub's stuff. There's a couple others that I've patched from HyperX.
Mm-hmm.
But if they have leveled list integration and they did the fallback, they can spawn possibly with legendaries and stuff, and you won't be able to feed it to the codex machine.
Okay.
You won't be able to take it to Mark II, Mark III, but in an early on playthrough, a lower level, they'll still be competitive because a lot of the stuff is balanced really well. Everything that I've patched is balanced really well and will stay competitive alongside like a Beowulf.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're familiar with Darkstar, you know that a Beowulf will eventually hit more or less an upper limit where it won't carry forward anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't go past advanced.
Right.
So that's it gives the same longevity to the mod added weapon that Wicked gave to all the base weapons with Darkstar. So like I said, you can run it and for as long as you want until the point where it's a challenge you don't want anymore and you're tired of getting kicked around in a POI. Then that's when you'd want the patch. But it's not a requirement. You don't have to have it. It's just one of those. It extends the playability of the base weapon in Darkstar.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I see people are always, I see the same thing, but all these well, you don't have to have the patch. That's a misconception. You don't have to have it.
Right.
You're going to get to the point where you want it, but you don't have to have it. It's not a requirement. So especially if you're playing achievement friendly, it's best to do that on a new character. That way you get the most use out of that weapon moving forward until you surpass the point. You're going to do that with a vanilla weapon anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen until you get into the Darkstar qualities. Now it'll get left behind, but you'll still be able to use it up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. But it's just one of those things. I'm never really worried about achievements. That's the reason why I don't care to do the patches for everything. And there are some issues that I've encountered and I've taken care of with the patch. One of the only ones I can think of is the Lumi, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Lumi had an issue, and I don't even remember if I've talked to Bub about it. We conversate back and forth so much I can't remember if I've mentioned passing or not, but the damage didn't scale properly switching between semi-automatic and fully automatic. The game does basically a debuff for fully automatic. Woohoo!
Oh, thank you so much, Metal God.
Thank you. So Wicked and I sat down and we figured out how to solve that, and we did it. And it's no big deal. Like I said, patches aren't required. You don't absolutely have to have them, but it's just one of those. If you like that weapon, you get to use it longer with a patch.
Right.
And like I said, it allows that weapon to be used fully inside the Darkstar frameworks.
Right.
Yeah.
I do know that. I just I wanted
no, I understand.
For other people to hear
Yeah.
because this will be on YouTube later, so.
and if you're really worried about load order bloat, something that I do to help offset that is I will pick a certain set of weapons, and that's what I run
Yeah, that's what
for
I
that
do.
playthrough. I won't add any, I won't take any away, just, and I try to force myself to vary my play style by using different weapons.
Mm.
On my current character, when I was streaming with her, I started out for the survival week. I was using just old stuff,
Yeah.
it was supposed to be older stuff. So like I was running Bub's old world weapons pack, old world firearm pack, and the Arabella and the lever action,
Yeah.
and and that's just one of those ways you can help vary your play style. Just grab a handful, couple, 2 or 3, and then you've got a couple patches to go with them, and away you go.
Cat Lady, can you do a shout out for Metal God for me? So Ninja Ruski, he said, "What is your favorite weapon patch for Darkstar?"
Favorite weapon patch for Darkstar? Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you 2 answers because I don't want to leave one out or the other. As far as Bubs go, that new Allied heavy shotgun is probably my favorite from him.
Really? Okay.
Because
I was wondering about getting that, whether I should get it or not.
I have always been a shotgun kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
In real life and in game, I love shotguns. So the Allied heavy shotgun patch is probably my favorite from Bub. And for the HyperX, I've done his G17X and the Delta 12.
Yeah, Delta 12.
And it is so close between the G17X and the Delta 12 that I couldn't tell you which one is my absolute favorite from him.
Yeah, I really like the Delta 12.
The Delta 12 is the Delta 12 Wicked asked that we normally balance. We're pretty strict on balance as far as mod added weapons go, doing patches for.
Mm-hmm.
There was some creative freedoms taken with the Delta 12 because I was tired of not having a shotgun that actually worked late game.
Mm-hmm.
The Delta 12 probably sits on the stronger side of towards overpowered. But I did my best. Like the distance on that thing is set to extremely close range because that's what a shotgun's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the stronger side, but that was because I was beyond tired of not having a shotgun that I could use. I like, especially, I like to do the whole role playing thing. So, shotgun is my go-to. And while Warble gave us an amazing shotgun with the EX solutions, it's a particle based shotgun, so I wanted something that was ballistic based. The Delta 12, I love the style of it, so it was
Thank you, Captain.
So I ran it. It's a little stronger than probably what it should be, but it was just one of those. I was tired of not having a shotgun that I could take on my on a shipboarding run at a level 400 and not get me dead every time. So
I think I actually screwed something up, so I'm gonna go ahead and load that Unity again. But we're gonna turn the cancel. Turn the sound to the thing way down. So we're gonna turn the game sound down. Not so loud. Okay.
Yeah. It was a good question. I like it.
So does anyone else have any questions? So, okay, so the Delta 12. Does it have full auto, or was that something that was added?
Yeah. So yeah. It does have full auto. The thing about it is that full auto is actually slower than semi-automatic, and that is true to form for firearms a lot of times in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because that I had actually it fielded a question about that at one point in time of, well, why is semi-automatic faster? Well, because that's not uncommon. You find that in the gun world on a regular basis, that a human can actually work the trigger faster than a mechanical trigger will work, which is what makes fully automatic.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that he had originally done in the mod, and that was one of those, well, checks out to me because I know of instances where that's true. So I left it that way. I wasn't going to try to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fire rate for semi-automatic, I can, if I take the Delta 12 to Mark III, I can spam it so fast that it causes the game to lag.
Wow.
Because of the particle effects from the Mark III, from it being a particle weapon then.
Mm-hmm.
The particle effect, I can actually spam it fast enough to make the game go, hey, could you stop that?
That's awesome.
And for anybody that's familiar with firearms, one of the instances that I can give you an example of what is deemed a semi-automatic actually being faster than fully automatic is with the AR-15. You can use what is called a forced reset trigger, and fire it. The cyclet rate will be faster with a forced reset trigger than what a fully automatic government build M16 will be. And you're still having to pull the trigger every time.
Ninja would like to know, what mod would you redo now that you know more about modding?
Oh. No.
You have to think, huh?
Probably, honestly, it would probably be the drop crate, and I would make it to where it would spawn at proper level.
Okay.
That it would spawn, that it would actually be a controlled spawn at a proper level.
CyberGhost says you'd probably want to do
no
patch again.
The Doom. No, unless Bethesda does something to break that mod, I will never look at it again. It's good. It's fine. It only took me 6 months to fix the shotgun, so get the shotgun to show back up on the damn table. So, it's good. It's done.
So funny. All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for doing this interview. I know that there's going to be a lot to talk about over the next 6 months after we, after you get some more stuff through this pipeline. And I just want to thank you for encouraging me to stream. Between Wicked and Angry, we're sitting in there, and I'm just sitting there decorating, and they're like, you should stream on Twitch, and I was like, nobody wants to watch me decorate things, and they're like, no, they probably would, and so I was like, all right, well, in June, I was like, I'll take the month of June, and I'll do it, and if if I'm not just have 0 people every time, then I'll go ahead and do it. And I made affiliate in 4 days. So I was like, huh, okay.
It's and that's I know you say the same thing, and I've heard a handful of others say the same thing. Oh well, you help, you got me to streaming or doing mod. No, I didn't. All I did was give you words of encouragement. You did that yourself. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's not me. That's not a trope. That is literally, like I said, when I started modding, I had only, since high school. I am now 37, soon to be 38. So after high school, I had literally only ever used a computer to email, use Excel, Word, and scroll the internet. That was it. I didn't use it to be any kind of actual tool. And in a couple years now, as much as I argue cyber over it, cyber likes to call me a professional game developer. I actually, really honestly, it's something I could see myself doing moving forward.
Yeah. It's kind of like a second chance. I mean, I
Yeah.
left the, teaching. I was sick all the time. I have a chronic illness where I just can't do a job where I'm not allowed to go use the restroom. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore. After having 4 kids and all that. So, yeah, this has been a second career for me, and it's amazing because I was an art teacher, and I did the computers too, did robotics and all that, and so this is the best of both worlds. I get to do stuff on computers and tech stuff, but I still get to do some art and create things. So, it's kind of an amazing thing.
But yeah, that's just, I'm just, I just try to give back to people what was given to me,
Yeah.
I was the same thing for me. I got convinced that I could do modding, and now here I am, and I'm learning more and more every day. I've branched out into using Nifscope and Blender, stuff I swore I would never do because I felt like it was going to be too complicated. And I'm learning more and more about that on a regular basis. There's not much inside the kit. Now, I haven't released mods that reflect that, but there's not much inside the kit that I haven't poked at with a stick at least once. And, I'm not researching off in the background, just sitting in chat sometimes, absorbing.
Yeah.
Just listening. And then got convinced that streaming would be a great thing for me. And honestly, I don't know why I didn't get into it sooner. I absolutely love it. It's just another amazing community.
Yeah.
And it's definitely given me something to do. I don't really talk about it too awful much, but this has all been spurred on by the fact that a couple of years ago, well, it's almost 2 years at this point, and we're just 2 months shy. I was in a pretty bad work accident, and I've had to completely change directions in life. I was doing nothing but manual physical labor since before I graduated, and now I can't do that anymore. I've got a pretty bad lower back injury that's not going to ever go away. So, fortunately enough for this awesome community that I stumbled into because I was bored playing the shit out of a video game I loved, mods came out. Darkstar Manufacturing and Darkstar Astrodynamic were 2 of the first mods I grabbed, and I can't remember I goofed something up and couldn't figure something out. So, I don't know. I had questioned on YouTube or something, and Wicked had just set up the Discord, and I hadn't even used Discord. I hadn't used Discord in a good long time. I think my creation date for my Discord was of 2018. And I hadn't looked at it. That was I'd set up a Discord for a mobile game.
Wow.
Talk on a server for one of the mobile games I was playing. And I hadn't looked at it since I'd quit playing it. And, stumbled into this community, and because of a lot of awesome people, I'm doing stuff I never thought I'd be able to do. And that's the reason why I like pushing everybody else to do stuff they didn't think they'd be able to do. Which, if I could do it, anybody else can do it. So,
yep. But Angry has a saying that the creation kit is free 99.
It is free 99. Yep.
Oh, you don't like that? The creation kit is free 99.
Free 99. Last time I checked, it was on sale for free 99.
That's right. So, all right, everybody. So we're gonna wrap this up. I just want to thank everybody for being the world's best audience. This afternoon, well, it could be this afternoon. We have some stuff going on, so it might be tomorrow. But look, this video will be edited and put on YouTube for posterity, so it won't end up disappearing in the Twitch, off of Twitch after a while. So you can look for that there. So, and thank you again, Angry, and definitely when you got some more stuff coming out, let's do this again, because this was a lot of fun. It's just, we're just like a bunch of old friends talking at this point, because
exactly.
And the audience too. So, all right, let's see who we can raid out to.